Levi as a name is not part of the 12.
It's from the Levites.
Yes.
From the Levites. And if you were to follow that all the way through, then you'd end up with Moses and all of that line stems back into the Mosaic line. The Levites were there to furnish and help out around the tabernacle and do bits and pieces like that. They were there to sing songs and tidy up the mess and be like the curates, if you like, connected into the line of Jacob as well.
So if I'm correct, this is the first time Jesus says, follow me. Previously it was, come ye after me and I will make you to become fishers of men. What power is in those words?
Well, I don't know if it's the first time or whether it's the first time that Mark records it. It's certainly the first time that Mark records it in that particular way, Polotheo, to join one as a disciple. In terms of the rabbinical understanding of all of this, as you have touched on, when you selected a disciple to come under your teaching, your yoke, you would go to the Bet Talmudim, the school of the disciples, and you would have a little wander around and you'd chat to all of the young men that were there, because it was only young men, and then you would ask them questions about God, and you would then select your disciple not on the answers that were given, but on the questions that were asked, because the idea being that you cannot come to the end of God, and so therefore the conversation will always generate more and more and more and more questions. And so disciples were chosen obviously through their knowledge of Torah, from their knowledge of the Tanakh, but also on the way that they posed questions around God. When the rabbi had decided who he wanted to come under his teaching, he would say to the Talmudim, follow me. You've got to understand that in this mindset, to follow a rabbi was a great honor. And didn't only just want to follow the rabbi, you wanted to be the one immediately behind the rabbi, so that you would then be covered by his dust. In fact, that was a blessing. May you be covered by the dust of your rabbi, so that you are walking so close and so in step with your teacher, the dust of the road is coming up and covering you, and you arrive at a place, you are clearly the one who is number two. If you had not been good enough at Torah or not been good enough at your scriptures or never quite made the grade, you would never hear a rabbi tell you to follow him. And Jesus goes and finds this dude who's clipping the ticket, who's probably had altercations with Peter and Andrew, I would have thought, if they knew him, which I would suspect that they did, because everybody would have known the tax collectors.
Yeah.
You know who to avoid.
Yeah.
And that would have been like smacking him in the middle of the eyes with a bit of 4x2. Follow me. You'd have gone, what? A rabbi is asking me to follow him. I can imagine he would have been absolutely gobsmacked.
So would the crowd, the audience.
Of course they would. This is revolutionary, right?
Absolutely.
And chaotic, because he's already got Peter, hasn't he, and Andrew.